I don't know how a game that didn't have any memorable characters that anybody could bond with.
What?
You are maidenless.
No memorable character, that's all the game is. All this millionaire, all these characters, that's what the game is. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is even more terrible gaming hot takes by the Actman. Okay, let's just all stop having bad opinions. I want to get off this ride. Sorry for the absurd amount of retro gaming stuff. Okay. I'm guessing this is gonna be about people hating on games and somebody make a video. I don't know, but somebody told me in the comments, a few weeks ago. But yeah, apparently I just read the comments now that I should react to this one. It's apparently a good video. I don't know. Knowing how the controversies and shit is rising up. Why is my red? Oh, it's the fucking mic light. Okay. So, all the, Hogwarts Legacy crap and all that stupid controversies and popping. Is this video about that? Is this about, people shitting on games or something? I don't know. But it's gonna be fun, I guess. Let's watch it.
When real next-gen games come out, you'll be a footnote in a couple of months. Nobody will even talk about this game.
What, Elden Ring?
Ever even mention it when we talk about the greats of this generation. No game of the
This
year,
is so good.
no real champion. Just bare minimum.
This is not a good game. It is not a 10 out of 10. No way is it anywhere near Game of the Year.
Game of the Year winner is Elden Ring.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. What's up, everybody? This is the Act.
Seriously, that starting guy, whoever that was, he's more wrong than anyone has ever been wrong. Because Elden Ring is not just some big game, it is such a good game that even other developers of the world, big developers who makes big game, like, oh, this is really good game, I like it. I've never seen any other game receiving something like that. Elden Ring was so big and so successful, everybody collectively thought that this is going to be such a good, in a week, Elden Ring is released in just week past and people are like, oh, this is definitely Game of the Year. Yeah, there's no question about it.
Man here, and today, you smell what the Act Man's cooking? It's more terrible gaming hot takes. Oh, you ever take a fat dump on your steak before throwing it on the grill? That's what it smells like. So, let's jump into it, alright? What do we got
Man, why am I
today?
visualizing
Remember
that?
when video games had bare titties because why not? God of War used to be a series worth playing. Now Kratos has feelings.
That's kind of gay, but hey.
Remember when Kratos used to jack off after he beat every boss and you would look at some hot porn? Now this motherfucker has feelings.
No, I don't have feelings, because feelings are gay.
Thanks for coming back with me.
I mean, old PS2, PS3 days, I mean, this was not like Last of Us first part type of thing where narrative driven game can be really entertaining, like bridging the gap between a good TV show and a good video game, right? This is the type of games they are. So that kind of thing has exploded in past few years. Proper storytelling, proper acting because of all the different mechanics of the engines and graphics. That wasn't the case before. So before it was just a good fighting game. Now they're creating more story-wise. Doesn't mean Kratos wasn't like that before. Come on.
You didn't have to.
Kratos have feeling.
I will always help, as long as I am able.
God, what a pussy. Of course the dude got feelings. That's why he's doing any of the shit he's doing. How do you go from this to this? It's such a downgrade.
cares about his son?
sex
What are
appeal.
they?
Game Freak needs to do better when they make the new Pokemon. Sometimes I hate the gaming community. It's a fucking child's game, dude. It's a child's game starring children. There needs to be no sex appeal, except for Cynthia and Professor Oak. I will no longer play the characters of Killjoy and Raze in Valorant due to them being homosexual. Thank you for ruining my gaming experience. He's just like, why did they have to be gay?
Why are you gay?
Why did they have to like vagina instead of penis? Remember when we could just talk about video games and we talked about why they were bad or why they were good? Can we just go back to that? please? No. If this was a Netflix show, Kratos' son would be gay and Kratos Afro-American. But since it's Amazon, I think the casting will be good, but the plot will be very disappointing. Boy, do I have news for you about who plays Kratos. Fucking got him. Gamers be like, we need to reduce...
I remember that E3, right? Read it, boy. That's some epic shit. Alright, I guess he's referring to... I mean, he's not really thinking it through, but I think he's only referring to the next Witcher problem in Netflix. How the Sword series ancestor is African American, like, doesn't make sense. Ciri is the whitest thing there is. If you leave Ciri in a snowsuit, disappear. That's how white she is. So I guess that's what the problem people has, right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what he's referring to there.
Crunch in development and complain when devs do something that reduces their workload. People who complain about crunch are just incels who hate on The Last of Us Part 2. That's gotta be it. That's the most obvious troll I've ever seen. Someone sent me this image up. My love for Blizzard games outweighs my dislike of... And then the sound of... The other thing is, I don't know anyone personally that was harmed, so I couldn't care any less. I also pre-ordered those games before any of this came to light. Where to begin? I don't know who on God's green earth could have written this, but they clearly wrote it to justify whatever purchases or time they spend playing Blizzard games. It's like, you don't have to justify it. Just because some bad shit happened doesn't mean you are morally reprehensible for playing a game. It's up to you if you want to boycott the company or not.
When people are going to realize that? I don't understand this. I've said this in previous video. You know, this trend of just canceling games and canceling things will not help your cause. It's just stupid, right? I mean, unless the entire company and all the employees, all the way down to the peon and clerks or whatever that is, all of them, unless all of them are, reprehensible people, you're not helping people, you're actually hurting people who shouldn't be hurt, I guess, who has nothing to do with anything. Canceling a product has nothing to do with anything. You want to do, I don't know, to go to your Senate, to talk to your congressman, write up some law, some regulation, and then some committee that check for things. I don't know, you can do many things. Canceling, boycotting, not going to do shit. Because like I said in the previous video, all they will do is higher ups basically will, cost cut, will make sure they still get the big paycheck, and everybody else below them will suffer because the company is not doing good.
I respect it either way. But, you don't have to justify that by saying, well, I don't know anyone who was sexually assaulted at Blizzard, so... Fuck them. What?
So I'm Arvind Voruganti.
Elden Ring's Millennia embodies From Software's problems with women. Knock knock, who's there? Polygon. Polygon who? Poly gonna give you another bad article to read? Why do FromSoft games always bring out the worst opinions in everyone? So it talks about Millennia, Blade of Miquella. This enigmatic warrior captured the audience from the moment she appeared, and she featured prominently in the rest of the game's marketing. But instead of becoming an uncontested favorite, she frustrated fans and revealed the limitations of From Software's imagination.
Really?
This is a critique I have never once heard before.
Seriously.
I've heard people complain that Millennia is a hard fight, maybe too hard for some. Definitely not me. But I've never heard someone describe it as unimaginative. It's such a legendary, iconic boss fight of the game. They made a freaking statue of her. Millennia exemplifies the way FromSoft writes women in its games. Whether bosses or NPCs you meet in the wild, these women have a shared condition. They exist in tragically declined worlds, so like every character in From Software games, sharing a specific brokenness, disfigurement, abandonment, and loss. So like every character in From Software games, they are afflicted by gender? Afflicted by gender. And the cure for when they are obstacles instead of mutely helpful is for the player to enact succinct violence. What the fuck is that sentence?
It's the game. Violence is the game. Everything being fucked up is the game. If you're gonna choose a specific part, just women, and the women are happening, that's happening to everyone. What you talking about? Look, it just sites like Polygon, right? Sometimes it just makes you pause and think. Look, people are not stupid, most of them. And they see how something is serious and when something is not. Elden Ring is not too serious fighting chill game, right? You're not supposed to see all this injustices and whatever the crap you think of, all the PC crap you think of, right? That's not this game, right? This game is one simplistic violence in a stupid fictional world. It's not a serious game. It's not a reflection on society. Why are you seeing problem everywhere when next time what you're going to see problem in Mario? Is that it? Mario and mushrooms and everything, whatever crap. This makes no sense, man. Don't see problem. This is why people just suddenly, eye roll and move away.
What? You killed a bad guy. Bad guy could be a dude, could be a dude melded together with a dragon. Bad guy could be a giant knight.
It's not a serious
that
game.
Giant knight could be a chick, it could be a dude. You killed a bad guy. The broader gaming community usually reacts harshly towards female characters. I think just the dumb parts of the gaming community, or maybe you could change this to say that the broader gaming community usually reacts harshly to poorly written characters. But then again, some people also call female protagonists woke, which is also dumb. But that's like two sides of the same stupidity spectrum. It's like, gamers don't like female characters, and having a female character is woke.
I have never seen a game where you can choose a male and female protagonist and people moving towards male one. Yeah, they always choose female. Look at the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So that's not the thing. Thing here is that, certain website alienates people, right? Like Polygon. And that puts in all these people's mind like everything is just this PC thing. So even when a game is not much of PC, but it's just integrated for more of a modern audiences, people are still going to see PC crap and just will think that they're forced this thing. They are force feed this kind of thing. Like she's not supposed to be here, but the only reason she's here because we are living in this crazy PC world. Because of sites like Polygon alienates these people, and that's where the hate comes from. Where even there is no needed for hate, right? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah. So, but overall, right? Sometimes the hate is justified when you forcibly, ruin the narrative. Ruin the game just for the sake of more diversity and more PC-ness. That hate is justified. Other times, like I said, even if it works, people are still hating it because sites like Polygon already alienated them, thinking that everything's just this over PC crap.
It's like they're both equally dumb, which makes the Soulsborne community's embrace of female characters feel positive on the surface. When that attraction feels based on that empty, emotionless state or reduces them to infantilized waifus, you realize that
this is not a drama, you muppet.
Spring from the same deep sexist roots, twins intertwined. Okay, so a lot to unpack here. What I will say is the article's very well written. It has big words. I'm not saying it's good or I agree, but, homie's been reading a thesaurus. But like, how From Software writes women. I mean, Firekeepers, yeah, they're kind of similar, but you can make that point. But they're all like motherly figures to represent the comfort of the hub zones, which are typically an escape or refuge from the harsh environments outside.
Ah! What the fuck? What the fuck? What?
So yeah, it helps to have someone like mother you and cradle you. Like, I'm not sure what the point is or why Millennia, Blade of Mikola, is used as an example. This article comes across like a kid fresh out of college who's trying to prove themselves with what they think are mind-blowing assertions, but it's really just a bunch of dumb shit. From Software's female characters who deviate from this quiet, doll-like appearance are still written.
So basically what they're saying is, from now on, Elden Ring 2 or whatever, From Software makes sure that everyone's male. That's what this article is saying, right? You should not use female, right? That's the logic line that I'm drawing here. This is so stupid.
With a lack of emotionality, which feels close to masculine stoicism. Okay, so we can't have strong female protagonists because that's too masculine? Is that what you're saying? What? Why am I reading this? Soulsborne games are infamous for challenging their audiences and over the years have attracted a particular kind of player base, often men. What are you even upset about? What are you butthurt about? I don't get it. Millennia's boss fight is
their motto is being butthurt, so they find points that even doesn't make sense to be butthurt about. It's just like their theme now. That's the problem. That's why people are just walks away every time they hear it.
difficult, and the audience's hostility and competitive attitudes about it are often steeped in gendered toxicity. How? Numerous Reddit posts, YouTube videos, and tweets talk about players' failures or successes while littered with sexist slurs, and one of these links goes to a search result on Twitter for millennia, bitch. What is the... How can you be so good with words yet so dumb? People also fell back into the usual community.
Are most of the gaming community male? Yes. Are those all males also on internet, on Twitter? Do you realize how Twitter works? How many non-PC and racist things happen on Twitter? So when you combine all that, are you really surprised that they're choosing a character from a game and not talking about that character really in a well-light manner, right? So that's not much of evidence. That's internet, right? Most people who play games are male. It's, females are rising, but that's the case, right? Most players are male, and they're choosing a female character and talking bad about it because that's how the internet and social media works. Everyone find a way to talk some shit about that. That's not much of evidence, man. Nobody truly hate on any of this, right? So using that, see, this is the evidence. See, all this Twitter feed, all these YouTube videos have this. Yeah, because they're not taking anything seriously. This is all just a venting mechanism. They're not taking seriously. If you track somebody down and really, take their opinion, and they would say like, I was just having fun, man. I'm not really believing this. Chill out, man. Don't use social media as evidence.
Discourse about which methods of beating her were more valid and which ones made you a pussy. And success over her took on a weird masculinized chest beating at times.
I beat Millennia, no summons. Me have the biggest penis. Women suck.
Is that what you think we are? Is that what you think we're doing? When faced with a difficult, defiant woman who has never been beaten, men cannot help but fantasize about being the one to take her down. Or maybe someone just wants to beat the hard boss, because it's a hard boss. Why is it men? Women can like these games too, you jack off. Women continue.
So basically, people are actually cheering that they took down this powerful female figure, and that's why they're cheering, because it's an achievement. That's a problem. So if they wrote her in a way that she's weak and people are just like, look at Milena, she dies every time, that would have been a problem. Like, why did you write this character just because she's female, she's weak? So you're gonna have a problem either way, is that it?
To populate the path as either passive helpmeets or predictable obstacles, which the fan base is all too happy to step over. I feel like every single complaint this person has or point they're trying to make could be applied to men as well. They either help you or they don't. Speaking of Elden Ring, it recently won Game of the Year. And you know who wasn't too thrilled about that?
Hey, yo, so the Game Awards...
He's back! He's back!
Just ended, and Elden Ring took Game of the Year, and...
You can see it in his face, he is still so salty about it.
I'm gonna say this right now. I don't know how a game that didn't have any memorable characters that anybody could bond with...
What?
Extinguish thy flame, I command thee. You are maidenless.
No memorable character, that's all the game is. All this Milena, all these characters, that's what the game is. No, you couldn't understand that the game doesn't need to be overly complex in order to be fun and really good, which Elden Ring showed. It is just a fun boss fighting game that was so good.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
The only thing this game had was difficulty, and if you add an easy mode, half the player base would disappear, but okay, whatever, yeah, that's Game of the Year.
Oh my god, dude, he's so butthurt. Why are you so butthurt about it?
The further we get down the years, is
only thing is difficulty. That's one of the things, right? You can't just say if you make, it's like saying if you remove the open world in GTA, everything will disappear. Yeah, that's the whole fucking point.
Just not gonna be what people are expecting. It's not gonna continue that same energy, bro, but hey.
You made this prediction like 10 months ago when it came out, and you were wrong as shit.
Just say I'm wrong.
So wrong.
Why can't you say that? I'm wrong.
No real champion, just bare minimum. When real next-gen games come out, you'll be a footnote in a couple of months. Nobody will even talk about this game. Ever even mention it when we talk about the greats of this generation.
Elden Ring!
That is a fact when the next generation cycle is said and done. Don't forget it, and remember I said it on this day.
I'll take things that aged poorly for 500.
Let's see what happens in 2023.
5 million.
How
That's
many of these Souls players will still be playing that game? Probably fucking zero, but okay, let's play the game.
Yeah, it was Game of the Year this year, but what about 2023, huh? What about next year? Is it gonna be Game of the Year then?
And you know what?
Dude is insanely popular. It's so simplistic that it's gonna be fun even 5 years from now on. You lost, man. Just admit, move on. Elden Ring is not gonna stop being fun 5 years from now. If Dark Souls was fun for a decade, Elden Ring is gonna be fun for 15 years. What are you talking about?
Your victory laps, have your fun.
Take your victory laps, baby. We got the W. We got it. Look at that. That's the freshest dub ever.
Whatever, Elden Ring Game of the Year, but we all know what happened, man. It ain't really a Game of the Year.
It ain't really a Game of the Year. It was.
So which is?
It ain't really.
Nobody's gonna be playing that game. Bro, the game has already lost traction. It's already losing players.
Well, at least you stopped telling people to kill themselves. Let's hear more of Mr. TV's reactions to the Game Awards.
Now, as far as Game Awards and all that other stuff, I've had a lot of fun trolling a lot of the Elden Ring players. I think for me, it's been a very fun experience, I would say.
Has it?
You guys literally sound like abuse victims, right?
It has been pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't fun for a bit, but it is now.
The biggest thing is just how easily they offend. They kind of make it easy to farm them for views, and I can say that shamelessly because they shamelessly attack other people that don't want to play the trial and error simulator that is their Game of the Year, which is fantastic, but it kind of leads me into like, the Game Awards kind of was rigged.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all know the true winner was
my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton.
It was either going to be Dad of War or Elden Ring, because those are the two most popular games right now. And the thing that held Dad of War back is it just didn't launch as early as Elden Ring to move as many units, to pick up as much press or whatever, and...
Wasn't God of War Ragnarok like one of the fastest selling PlayStation games ever made? Yeah, it was.
I was pretty much like, yo, this game kind of sucks, I fucking hate it kind of thing. And then I saw the responses I was getting on my initial review. A lot of the people that were attacking were a lot of the socially awkward weirdos.
Look at all these socially awkward weirdos that like Elden Ring.
Man, how much problems does this guy has, man? The level of insecurity this guy has, everybody speaks. I mean, it's ridiculous. First, I thought he was just trolling for the views or, attention, and he would be fine with that. But I don't know, the more he talks, the more it makes me think that he truly believes all this shit. What the hell, man? It's funny as shit.
Attacking me because they don't have social skills.
They have no family, no friends, no life.
I'm never gonna like the game because I think, frankly, it would not have killed the developers to have respect for new players. Like, it takes 2 seconds to add a difficulty toggle.
It takes 2 seconds.
Don't play it, man. Nobody's telling you to play it. Nobody's telling you to like it. I mean, who told you to just play it and force you on it?
Add a difficulty toggle. You don't have to retool every encounter and just lower the numbers. That's it.
Somebody who has an easier life, who doesn't maybe have so much bullshit to deal with, they're not gonna care. They're gonna be, oh gosh, you're giving me a challenge? I live a boring life. Fantastic.
My life is so boring. If only fate would come along and fuck me in the ass.
With the Elden Ring gamers that like try to troll or whatever from time to time, and from me, I am an adult and I do have responsibilities outside of YouTube and outside of video games and all this other stuff. So people, when they hear that, they just, sometimes when they don't have those things, it's a disconnect for them. They're like, what do you mean?
Alright, first of all, you do realize that the people who are way too busy in their life has half an hour to play a video game and they would choose a game like Elden Ring to play it. I think I understand where he's coming from. He's putting like a really narrative-driven, greatly written, more, RPG style games as better. Let's say Witcher 3, right? And Elden Ring, which is like different spectrum, is fun for a different reason, as worse because he likes the other one. And then he's saying that people who just are like socially awkward plays this game. You do realize that you don't have to spend too much time in this game. You can just play it for half an hour and move on, which is the type of game most people who are busy are gonna play. So your argument doesn't work here. It's opposite of it, right? If you have to play a game for 4 hours straight just to appreciate it, people don't have that. This is simplistic game, just boss fight, you can just get into it. 99% of people won't even realize there's a story in this one. So what are you talking about?
You're busy with other stuff.
He's still basically reiterating if you like this game, you probably have no family, no friends, no life. He's still saying the same shit, dude.
So I think that's the first problem. The second problem with Elden Ring, I think, is the graphics.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Graphics? What you talking about?
The graphics are dog shit.
Shut up, this is great.
The graphics are dog shit. The graphics are dog shit. In the beginning, like when I first started Elden Ring,
I think
and
he's
was playing
trolling
it,
by this
and I was like,
point,
man,
come
this game kind of sucks. And then once I saw it was a bunch of 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 25-year-olds, like, oh, get good, scrub. I was like, okay, I see what this is. This is a bunch of kids living with their parents. This is what they do to challenge themselves outside of taking out the trash.
Compared to which game where 5 philosophers sit down on a chair and talk about it? Which game are you talking about? Which game is not kid-like?
Bro just can't stop. Just stop throwing shade.
Stop it.
You guys will see. It'll be very fun for me next year. More TVs. You guys helped us fund Quantum TV by literally just trolling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this video about the Game Awards or how much money you make?
Everybody who has been coming on and who have been ratioing, it's like, you've really done nothing but like literally just put money in my pocket, bro, like all day.
I can't watch anymore.
When GTA 6 was announced, female pro tag, hard pass. Sorry, the woke crowd ruined it by shoving it down our throats for the past few years. Bye. Okay, it's like, yeah, you can make fun of woke stuff, it does get annoying and tiresome, but that fucking Millennia article is kind of right sometimes. Like, dumbasses just don't like female protagonists for whatever reason. I don't get it.
Internet is world, man. You'll have all type of people. Doesn't validate nothing. Of course, there are going to be people who point blank hates on female protagonists and female character. That doesn't mean they're majority of them. I don't know what the ratio is, but yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Dude, calling everything sexist is just as cringe as calling everything woke. Can we agree on that? Like, can we at least try to have some, like, reasonable common sense? No. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet criticism makes money.
There are still a large number of people that are shitting on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and the Nintendo Switch in general. Yeah, I know, believe it or not, pretty crazy that they're milking the hell out of shitting on Nintendo. But hey, content's content.
Content's content. Yeah, it's YouTube, man. Something bad? Hey, look, that thing's bad. Here's my video on it. Something's awesome? Hey, that thing's awesome. Here's my video on it. Yeah, we make videos.
These experts, these social media influencers, these YouTubers, they have no merit. They have no ground.
No merit, no ground. I showed the gameplay of Scarlet and Violet. I think it speaks for itself. That's my merit. I've played Pokemon since Red and Blue, literally since the 90s.
There are people who've gone out and played Pokemon Scarlet and Violet after knowing it was a massive glitchy mess, knowingly paid $60 for this game, and then turned around and spent hours on a review just to shit on it. They weren't sent a pre-copy, they weren't sent a copy ahead of time.
People that get pre-copies don't shit on games like that. What? So you're upset that people are making bad reviews of a game like a month or two after it came out? Well, genius. Not everybody shits out a video in one day, okay? Sometimes it takes time. Maybe I don't want to play the game right away. Maybe a buddy convinces me.
They weren't sent a pre-copy, they weren't sent a copy ahead of time. They didn't buy the game, play it day one, and make a review, and it was out within the first week.
What does the timing have to do with anything? Of course people are going to be negative. It's like it's the...
I think the point he's making there is that these people are just trying to jump on a bandwagon. They already got exposed to all this, hate that people are, and they're just mimicking that. And he's just trying to make that point, like they weren't serious about the review. I mean, that's not true. First of all, if you get a pre-copy, that if anything, that means that there's a high chance you're going to be biased towards the game because you want to keep the developers happy. So they give you a copy again, right? So that doesn't work towards your argument. And look, yeah, is there a trend where people just, crap on certain game and review just so they can get more views? Yeah. But that's not the whole thing, right? If a game is bad, right, and people shit on it a bit more, that's, deserving, I guess. If they shit on a game a bit too more than they should have, that's not the point. It's bad. They are going to do that, right? I mean, in the end, it's up to the viewers to really see through, right? Like, which is, people are just shitting on it a bit too much, or is it really bad or not based on the review? But saying you didn't get a pre-copy, and that's why his review is bad or whatever, no, that's not how it works.
Internet.
These are individuals who will literally go out, buy the game just to make content on it because it's trendy.
Why is it trendy? Is it because the game looks like this? Because Because that might be a good reason.
When they do these videos on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch and just shit all over it, say, oh, it's so underpowered, it's so garbage, it's so junk, it makes me think to myself, well, now, you know, this isn't a day one thing, so why are you doing this?
Remember, fellas, you can only criticize a game if you played it day one and reviewed it in one day. Bro, it's like I bought the game, I didn't play it for a bit, and
What is he talking about? If anything, if it's day one, you should cut it as slack because it's day one. Maybe it will patched. If it's still not patched after a month or so, then you have all the right to shit on it. He's saying something opposite. What you talking about?
and then I played it, and then I was like, oh, this is really bad. So I made a video on it.
Yeah, it's bad.
What do you gain by spending $60 on a game a month later after the game is released? What do you gain? Views, you gain content. Why would you make a video, a review? Why would
you have an opinion?
$60 of your hard-earned money. Why would you spend $250 to $300 on a game console when you know, one, it's extremely underpowered.
Why would I spend money on a game console? Because it's...
Dude, are people shitting on Zelda? Is he shitting on Zelda? I don't know, he might have. But is he shitting on Zelda? I don't think so. So it's not a... He's making a case that people hate Nintendo for Nintendo. I think... Is he talking about him? I don't know. But he's making the case that people are shitting on Nintendo just for the sake of shitting on Nintendo. That's not the case, right? People are not doing that for Zelda. If a game sucks for Nintendo... I mean, Nintendo graphics are Nintendo graphics. Everybody knows that as soon as they walk inside that. But even for that, if it's bad, then people are going to review like that.
Because I bought it 5 years ago.
You've had plenty of time in advance to know about the exact product you're purchasing. You still do it all. You do all of it. And then turn around and spend hours on a review just to shit all over it.
Why did I spend money on a game
his
to
job.
review it? Because I'm not going to steal it. Well, folks, it's been an interesting year, hasn't it? We've seen a lot of great videos.
Okay, the last argument is making that since you're playing it a month later or something, you already seen other videos and you know what a game is. Why would you buy and shit on it? Because it's his job? If you know something is bad, you can't point it out that it's bad anymore because you're just, making it more popular that it's bad. Well, it deserved to be more popular, isn't it, if it's bad? See, the guy's point of view feels butthurt like, I know this game is bad. You know this game is bad before you purchased it. Why are you making it more famous for it being bad? Because it's bad. It's his job to put it out, right? If the game is good and he's nitpicking like that Polygon article, if it's nitpicking and making it look bad, then you would be justified. That's not what he's doing, is he? If the game has bugs, everybody is completely justified for shitting on it, right? And especially if it's even after a month. His point was really bad. Like if you didn't receive in day one, but if you receive something a month later, and then you should, because a month later there's still bugs there, then he has all right to shit on it. I don't know. Or well, there was even more terrible gaming hot takes by channel The Actman. This is like, I didn't even know 90% of these were even an issue, but there you go. I guess internet is really crazy, right? This is why I try to stay away from all the trending topics. Because I can keep my sanity, right? My IQ level doesn't decrease. I'd rather read some physics article than that shit. But yeah, apparently there you go. Malena and everything, Elden Ring. There's a guy who claims that Elden Ring is still... I mean, he's still sticking to it. If it were any other game, okay, I guess you're still sticking to it. Elden Ring is so... People collectively agrees like how good Elden Ring is. Other developers from other companies says this is really good game and you're still not backing down. Okay. Alright, well, I guess I'll see you next time.